All right, everybody, I'm back. Okay, slightly sick from the other night when I put out the original Hydra video, which went super viral. Okay, crazy. Thank you to Charles Hoskinson for retweeting me on that. So that was really cool for me. I was really excited about it, and it got a lot of comments. And I told everybody who asked that I would open source it, and I actually taken it a step further, quite a bit of a step further with what I'm calling here the Hydra Factory. Okay, it's the factory for Hydras, for Hydra heads. Okay, and it has all the steps, right? It has all the steps here. It's right at this GitHub here. Okay, and I am encouraging everybody to engage with it, try it, use it, tell me what's wrong, add a pull request. You know, if you want to fix it, make it better. You know, this is for the community. This is a public good for everybody to use. And yeah, so let's get into it. So there's five steps to the HydraFactory. We got to set up our Cardano node. Okay, that's the first step. And to do that, I have lots of information here. So basically, we need to set up the Cardano node and the CLI, you know, a bunch of technical terms, but basically we got to download our software. I got a link to it, very easy. And then I have Mithril with an instant automatic download that we can use. So that's quite automated. And then there's a download all configs button, which I already pressed. And as you get these things downloaded, it actually shows you if they're downloaded. So, and then after that, there's just some instructions to set it up, some scripts that I wrote, and yeah, lots of help. So that is the first step. The second step is Hydra setup, which is kind of similar. You got to download Hydra node. And there's all protocol parameters file that I already included, so you don't got to download that. Then we get into the wallet factory. So here is how you generate all your wallets. And when you click this generate wallet pair, it generates Cardano wallet and it generates a Hydra wallet, both at the same time. And it puts it into a folder so you can see like, oh, this is Alice. It gives them a random name as well. So it's like, this is Alice, this is Jimbo, whatever, this is whoever it is. And all the keys are there and they're all linked properly. So super automated. All you do is press that button and I'll show kind of at the end the testing of this. What's important about this? What else? So we got automatic generation of the wallet. Then we got a fund wallet button, which takes you to the faucet for the pre-prod. And it actually copies the wallet name, the wallet address as well. So all you got to do is click the button, click who you want to send it to, paste it in that window, and it will send 10,000 test data to that wallet. Then I also included a send button so you can send between your own wallets, right? And then a refresh button to refresh the UTXOs, and a split UTXOs button, and that is to make sure that if you only have one UTXO in your wallet, it splits it into two or more. And the whole idea is that you need to have multiples in each wallet for the Hydra stuff to work, for the initialization transaction, and then for the commission to commit. Okay, so this is a lot of automation here. The next step is to start the Hydra node. So once you have wallets, they will show up here, and you just click them, and then there will be some buttons to start it. So I'll show you guys in a sec. And then the last step is to launch the Hydra head and to commit your funds and to actually start testing it. So, okay, that was a mouthful. Okay. Shout out to the GitHub. All right. Everybody can use it. It's for free. And then here is the running HydraFactory. Okay. So with the Cardano node, once you have all your stuff set up properly, and downloaded properly and running properly, which, by the way, if you have issues, tell me about it. Okay, I want to hear it. I want to know. There's actually a start button so you can start it. Start your node. And then there's a stop button so you can stop the node. Perfect, okay? And it actually tells you how much it's synced as it's syncing. But with using Mithril, it'll only take about 20 minutes to sync, which is way better than a full day. Okay, anyway, Hydra setup. So this is just telling you everything's downloaded. That's good. The wallet factory. Here's the wallet factory. Okay, so I have generated 6 wallets here, and I am encouraging everybody who tries this to do as many as they can. And I'm going to use this as a tool to generate like a ton of these and see what happens. But to this point, I've done 6 of them. And you can see I've been testing it because they all have a bunch of ADA and a bunch of UTXOs in it. And it's all just there, right? And there's the send function, so I can send from Alice to Mia, 23 ADA. And we can do that, boom. It's just a mainnet transaction, or just a pre-prod transaction control. And then the fund wallet, see, I can choose. I can, if I want to give Iris some ADA, I can go to right to here. This is the testnet faucet, and I can paste her address in, which copied automatically. All I got to do is set the pre-prod. And then I am requesting the funds. Boom. So it'll send to you, and then you can start funding all your wallets. So you'll get a wallet with 10,000 ADA, and then you can use the send function to like send it around. And then you can use the split UTXOs button to split up all the UTXOs. So if one wallet's got 500, it can split it into like 2 or 3, of 250 or whatever, right? So that is the wallet factory, right? And I can generate a wallet right just like that. Boom, done. All right, now we got Jack. He's here, okay? But I'm not going to use him because I already got this set up. So now we got the start Hydra node. Okay, so I'm going to select all my wallets except for Jack because Jack, he doesn't have any ADA. He's too broke. I don't like him. Nobody likes Jack, okay? So we're going to start all nodes. Now, what this is doing is a tremendous amount of automation here because if I press this show commands button, you can see. Okay, I am back. I had some storage issues with my computer. I ran out of space. Brutal. Okay, but anyway, so I was talking about the start Hydra node, and I was talking about how automated it was. And what I mean by that is to start a Hydra node manually, you got to make all of these scripts, right? For each person, and you got to run them separately in their own terminal. And it's literally like them all syncing together. You got to have all the wallets connected. You got to have all the, peer stuff set up. But I have completely automated this where you literally just click the buttons and you click start. And that's it. You don't got to do anything. It does it all in the background. Makes it way easier. Okay. So now you can see that Alice is running, Bob's running. They're all running. The Hydra nodes are live, and the next step here is to initialize your node. And to do that, it's to initialize the Hydra head, to launch the Hydra head. To do that, all you do is click initialize, and there's a transaction in the back end that happens, and from each wallet, and it causes the state, which is right here, currently is open, but in that time, it will say initializing. And then when it's initializing, there will be commit buttons on these UTXOs. So you will go through and you will say, Alice, I want to commit this one, or I want to commit that one, or I want to commit, you know what I mean? So maybe in a future iteration, it could be like, I can type in how much I want to put in. But that's not really the point of this. The point of this is to test it. So anyway, I should also note that the committing process is where the errors have been showing up for me. I've been running into like not enough collateral, There's a lot of like technical details that have been happening. So I'm working through those, and I will continue to push updates to this just to make it smoother, make it easier. But all you got to do is if you're running into errors, just try different UTXOs. And if none of them work, what you can do is you can clear everything, you can stop the nodes, you can clear the history, and then you can go back into here and you can fund them more, or you can send it around, or you can split the UTXOs, all that kind of stuff. So all the ways to debug it are kind of built in anyway. So it's all good. And you'll commit it, and basically you just have to commit one per wallet. So Alice commits one, Bob commits one, Grace commits one. They all commit one. And once they all have one that works, then you end up in this scenario right here where the head is completely open. We have launched Hydra, and we have this user interface here where we can now test Hydra out. We can test it out. So if I'm Olivia and I want to send to Bob, I can click it and boom, Bob's got 2 now. He's got more. I can send to Olivia, and I can go Alice, right? And this is all Hydra, man. This is the speed of Hydra. Boom, Alice. Right? This is what I was doing the other way before. And you can see the chart is here again, and you can see the speed of the transaction, right? And how many there are. So this is Hydra, right? This is Hydra. Oh, couple more bugs. Okay, we got some more bugs, but this is what it is, right? So do. So this is the HydraFactory, and the whole point is to automate as much of this as we can for the community to use and to learn and to build with Hydra. Okay, so we have essentially a fully working Hydra node here. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I'm pressing the button. Right, I'm pressing the button. But where it gets fun is where you run some code to press that button for you, right? In a certain scenario with certain logic, right? So the next step for me is to build out I work with a pickleball project, and it's a little on the hush, it's a little on the hush. The app is still in development. We're still working on it, we're still cooking it up. But we want to tokenize the pickleball app, right? And we want to have Cardano wallets in it, which we already do. And we want to have Hydra as, if you're going to say start a Moneyball tournament, right? So say there's 12 people, everyone's got to put $10 in or whatever it is. And then as they play, someone enters it into an app, boom, I scored. And then what happens is Alice scored against Bob, or Bob scored against Alice, let's say, then Alice loses her money, goes back to Bob, right? Or if Iris scored against, let's say if Grace scored against Iris, then you go, boom, right? And that's like the beauty of it. And then at the end of the game, let's say at the end of the game, this is what happened. Mia was scoring. Mia was just nailing it. This is the end of the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to close it, right? So I'm going to click the close button, and some magic is going to happen in the back end. It's going to close, and we'll see in a little bit here. There will be like a timer. So we'll wait for that to pop up here. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, so the contestation period. Okay, so basically there's a period where people can dispute what happened. From a user perspective, I don't think this is important in like a user-facing application. At least for what I'm thinking of, for like a Moneyball tournament, they're not going to dispute it, obviously. And then once this 12 minutes is done, which we can configure with custom scripts, custom scripts. But the current stock one, the one that will be used when you use this application, is 12 minutes. It's kind of long. I don't like how long it is. We can make custom ones, and that will be a bit. We can change this to like 30 seconds or something, and maybe that's a upgrade to this. But once that's complete, once the 12 minutes is done, then we can click this fan out button, right? And you can see it's waiting. And that will send all the money to everybody, and the tournament will be over, and that's it. And this has been the HydraFactory, start to finish, open source for everybody. So yeah, that's what we got. And my plan here is to submit a Catalyst proposal to build out the Moneyball tournament, start to finish, and to open source all of the logic and all of the development build of doing that. So I'm going to do that probably this week. And yeah, that's it. So thank you everybody for listening. This is a bit of a longer one, but a lot of content, a lot of stuff, a lot of hours and love went into this, and this is just the start, really. This is just the start. So very excited, and thank you everybody.